At the Met, the reason why it's important that the learning come from the student is that all the research out there shows you if you memorize information, you forget it very quickly. If you learn something because it's attached to something else or it's important to you, then it's yours and you never forget it. And that's what we care about.
Each student at the Met has a learning plan that basically structures like his or her learning experience. It helps a student like stay on track with the selected learning goals. And the learning plan is like it's basically a guide for our learning that changes as the student changes.
We're going to start with Met 201. And what I'd like to do is just let you know, here are the gaps that I see in Met 201. What are the gaps that you think you need to work on for fourth quarter? Let's nail those down because LTI is pretty much all set. I really want to get into the meat and potatoes of your project.
Okay.
Okay. Quantitative, what do you think? What do you think you need to work on?
I have real trouble with math. I really don't. I understand.
Math, a little bit of math.
I understand math, but I'm really not. When it comes to it, I really don't care for it. But that's something that I really need to work on.
Well, Met students take college classes to give them the feel of what it's like to be in college and to do college work. And so that way when they go off to college, they're not overwhelmed by what they see, what's around them. When they take college classes, you spend time with the college professor. You know what a syllabus is, and you know what it's like to sit down during a lecture instead of being antsy and running around all over the place.
Met encourages students to go on college trips just to get a feel for what colleges have to offer in different classes and stuff like that.
So we can decide what kind of colleges we want to go to, and we can kind of observe firsthand these colleges and go see them. It's better to see something firsthand than just read about it or something.
I'll be talking about my HIV workshops, and I will be talking about my internship right now at DCYF. I have to staple these papers right now. My internship is at the Department of Children, Youth and Families, DCYF, and I work with these kids, and I supervise their visits with their birth parents. I went with caseworkers, I went with investigators, I went once with a detective, I go to court, I get to see everything, so it's really a great experience, and I feel like I learn a lot, I don't know, I'm really thankful that I have this experience now. I mean, I'm 15, and all the other interns there are like in their 20s because they're in their senior year or junior year, about to graduate.
And then you stick it in the boiling water. And you see this here is the emulsion bubbling off, and it's all gooey, but you just kind of take it out of the water. You stick it in some cool water here. All right. You can use your fingers in the water to work it off of the paper backing here.
So if you had to come up with 4 or 5 sort of paragraphs on Kennedy, what would they be?
Like, I'd probably put it like just how he was like before he got in office. Like, has he always was it really him that was being one of the shady people? I mean, like if he's had that in history of before he got into presidency.
Manny, what age group have you liked the best?
I like working with the preschool kids, with Menina and all them, because I learn the most from them, because when they look at something, they usually get excited about it and they'll sign it, so I find myself learning more about the signing through them than like anyone else.
Actually, the nice thing about learning sign this way is that it's really within a context, and so it's probably going to be retained, and it's not something you just pull up.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, after lunch for about a half an hour, all the advisories read quietly. Kids choose books that they might be interested in and later on share their discoveries with their advisory during their next exhibition. Reading well and writing well are 2 of the most important goals of the Met.
We have a bunch of different kind of workshops at the Met. They're run by like advisors, students, parents. Workshops should support the students' learning goals and add to the Met community and remain respectful of others.
Okay, but listen, right? If you have to pay 10% finance rate, whatever, is that like the interest? That's the interest rate. So, what is the whole point of a credit card when you just have to pay it back? Because basically, you already have the $10,000.
Because if you don't have that money yet, you can go out, you can buy what you have to say that you needed, some tires or your car fixed, and like you have your credit card, you go and get your car fixed. When you get paid, you send a check in, and there you go.
Some people use them for emergency.
I don't like credit cards.
Like
yeah, right.
Right?
I'd be fast. I just buy my
like the
credit
car
card.
accident, these unexpected things, I was coming to school, I caught my tire, I had to get towed. And
Okay, who's going to read the first? Let's go through reading one sentence at a time and see if you get the 2 words correct. Let's go. Chandel, start.
What?
The first sentence.
The bandage was wound around the wound.
Nope.
The bandage was wound around the wound.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, see? Why he was... Shauna, number 2.
I know.
The farm was used to produce produce.
That's it. Go.
This is me and Flavia's senior thesis project, which is our fashion show. Right now you're in the domain of the girl. Everyone needs to know that this dress, Flavia made it herself.